Today we're going to do a tutorial on hairpin lace. What you need is a hairpin lace loom. You can buy this at just about any craft store, Michael's, Joann's, whatever. A ball of yarn, a crochet hook, and either some stitch markers or some loops of thread or yarn of a different color. So the first thing you need to do is take the end off of your loom. Some of them clip open like this, some of them just slide off the end. And you need to tie a slip knot in your yarn, and you want the knot of the slip knot to be in the middle of the loom. Then you string it up onto one of the legs of the hairpin lace loom and put the end back on. Now this is a size H crochet hook and some worsted weight yarn. I've got that a little backwards. So you want the loop on the right side and the yarn underneath on the left. Then you hold the yarn just like normal, and to do the first stitch you rotate the loom from the loop side over to the hand side. Of course this is for a right-handed person. For a left-handed person you would do the opposite. And you insert your hook through the loop, grab the yarn, pull it through. I use my thumb to keep it steady. Then I yarn over and pull through to create the first stitch. Now, most of the time you're going to need to count how many loops you have, so I put a stitch marker or a loop of thread to mark that first loop, because now there's one loop on each side. You want to make sure you have the same number of loops on each side. Okay, now to continue, you turn your crochet hook so the end is facing up, then you flip it over so now it's in the back of the work. Then rotate your hairpin lace loom the same way you rotated it before. Now your crochet hook is in front of the work and you have this new loop you just made. I always use my thumb to lift it up. Insert your hook underneath, grab the yarn and pull it through. Then yarn over and pull through both loops. And you just do the same thing. Tip the end up, then flip it over, then flip your loom. Insert under the loop you just made, pull the yarn through, then yarn over and pull through both loops. You keep doing this until you have as many loops in your string of hairpin lace as your pattern calls for. I have a finished piece of hairpin lace. This is 150 loops, and I'm currently working on this project. So I'm going to show you how to connect a new strand of hairpin lace to a project. You would do the same thing if you were connecting just your first two strips together. First, you take the hairpin lace off of your loom, and you can take these stitch markers off. I like to put them every 30 stitches to make it easier to count. I often will also roll it up as I go to make it easier to hold on to. But since I'm using it right away this time, I'm not going to roll it up. Okay, now it's all the way off my loom. And you lay the two pieces side by side, make sure the tails are out of the way. Now it's important if you're doing more than one strip that you alternate which side you start on. So on this last row, I started on the right side, so now I'm going to start on the left side. If you don't alternate, then you're going to end up with a fabric that has a really steep angle at the top and bottom. Okay, so to join them together, taking 3 loops onto my crochet hook, then I'm going to go on the other strip and take 3 loops and just pull them through. Okay, so you've done one, then you go back to the other side, get 3 more loops on your hook, and pull that through. And you can see it's starting to show this braiding pattern. And you'll do this all the way up the strip until it looks just like the other ones. Then, when you're ready to do the last strip, the very edging, if you want it to look the same, you go through 3, and then instead of going to a different strip, you take the next 3 loops on the same strip and pull them through. And then you just keep working up the side of the same strip and pulling them through three loops at a time. And it'll braid up the side. It's really important to make sure to check every now and then by flipping to the back side to make sure you didn't miss any loops. If you missed a loop, it'll be really obvious on the back side. There will just be a big loop sticking out and you'll have to go back and weave it in. It's really easy to miss loops, so be careful about that. And that is how to make and join hairpin lace.